that stems from USD being very, very strong. So if you switch over to the dollar, you can see we're doing the exact opposite. Really strong momentum this morning. And that's continued throughout the whole week. So we're trading at some really interesting levels right now on the higher time frames. I was looking for a price to see some downside from this area this week. We have just not seen that at all. Price has completely broken through that level with a lot of momentum. So that kind of is being discarded and not looked at anymore since price is above it. Now we've got this area up here, which again is 107,200 area, which is right at the top of this range because the market has effectively found support and resistance between these two levels for the past kind of year and a half or 2 years almost. We've been trading in this range for close to 2 years. So if we do break out of this, especially with a lot of momentum and a significant break, it could be the start of a really big up move, possibly back to the highs up here, which is around 113. That could be the possibility. Maybe USD is going to be in a big uptrend, and we're going to see a continuation of what we saw in 2022, and all that momentum is going to continue back to the high. That could be the case. Also could be the case, and just as likely proposition is price to find a bit of resistance here and come right back down again. So we're at a pivotal area for dollars, make or break. Are we going to sustain the momentum, break out and keep going, or are we going to hit the brick wall and turn around? And we'll find the answer to that in the next few days, really. Although price, yes, is looking very, very bullish right now, we're coming back into a big area of resistance where that momentum could potentially die down. We could see some wicks. We were looking pretty bullish last time. Wicks formed and price turned around. So it's going to be interesting to see how price does develop over here in the next few days. As a swing trader, I understand price is very, very bullish, but these are not the prices where I'll be looking to take advantage of some upside on USD. I need price to pull back a lot if I want to take advantage of some buys. If anything, this is more of a place to be looking to position some shorts if you're looking for USD to hold this level and possibly roll over again. But it is definitely undisputed how bullish USD is right now. Very, very bullish. But we are approaching some big, big levels where I would be concerned if this momentum is going to sustain. So I'll be watching out to see how we react to this level, whether we just keep pushing through or we start to slow down, form some wicks, rejection, double tops, break of structure. That'll be a sign that, okay, maybe USD is going to see some downside. And then we could be talking about some buys in Euro, buys in Aussie, and some other USD pairs as well. In fact, let's go take a look because EURUSD, of course, is doing the exact opposite, absolutely falling out the sky. So if we go to the weekly chart with this one, you can see we're coming back into a pretty much the same area as dollar. And of course, they're very much similar charts. Euro has a very big weighting, I think the strongest weighting in the DXY. So they're going to look very similar most of the time. But we can see where we're trading for Euro as well. If we do see a significant break of this support, that would take us down here to 0.97 area, 0.96. Which again, we'll be probably seeing a similar trend to what we saw in 2022. Really nice breakouts, pullbacks. And, that will be the end goal, looking to trade USD, EURUSD all the way back to the low. Of course, not in one trade, but just looking for the pullbacks on the way down, just like you were doing in these conditions in 2022. But now with EURUSD, again, trading at a pivotal area of support, we can see prior reactions at this area. We did see lovely moves to the upside. Who's to say we can't do that a third time as well? So it's going to be a very pivotal level for Euro in terms of what we can do in the next few weeks, potentially a few months as well. Because if it is a breakout of this, probably be looking at shorts for the next few months for Euro. And on the other side as well, if we do reject this, at least a few weeks to the upside as well. So at the moment, lower time frames not really showing us much the detail apart from we're just falling really, really aggressively right now, which again could stop pretty abruptly if this level does hold. But I'll keep an eye and see how things go. The market is looking exceptionally bearish right now. I was looking for a bounce off this low. We did see price stall a little bit, but then after CPI news came in, the market just kept falling and is looking really, really bearish right now. So yeah, I'm just going to see what happens at these areas, because at these areas I'm looking for a bounce, but it just depends what the market wants to do. We could break out. One part about being a trader is being reactive, being able to adapt to what the market's giving you. At the moment, we're trading at really strong support, and I would expect to bounce. But if the market breaks through, I have to be ready for that outcome as well and be able to take opportunities if that does come around. But we'll see how price develops here. Again, looking at some other pairs, pound USD, that was falling flat on its face as well. Looking really, really bearish at the moment, as you can see by that weekly candle. I believe we're trading at this low, or are we breaking through the low? Looks like price is trying to break through that low as well. We do have another significant level just underneath us. But you can see how bearish pound USD was the past couple of days as well. I do like the sells for this one. If we were to come back and retest the low, as I was mentioning yesterday, if we were to see a pullback, that would have been a nice short. I mean, still is a nice short if price does do something like that. But again, at the moment, we're looking like we're trying to break through these levels. So it's difficult to anticipate buys. At these areas, yes, strong support. Price can see a bounce and pushed higher, but we need to see evidence of the market doing that. And at the moment, we're not seeing that. Still seeing very aggressive candles to the downside, not much rejection, not much wicks. Still seeing strong closures on the 4 hour as well, confirming that bearish momentum. So yes, when some areas where price might bounce, same with Euro, same with USD, but until we see development in price, it's difficult to find opportunities and take advantage of some buys, because I think we're going against all that momentum. So if you are going to take buys in these conditions, you need to wait for evidence that the market's about to turn. Not quite seeing that just yet. And if we do turn, there could be some sells right back up at the top again, but we're a while away from that as well. And looking at Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, these guys tanked as well. Aussie dollar is not too far away from the low down here now. Maybe a couple days and we'll be trading at the lows. I think Aussie dollar breaking retest is looking pretty good. We saw a lot of momentum cracking through this level of support here and 0.65400. Should we get a pullback into that same area? I think that's a nice place to short, continue the momentum. Really strong break. So the market's probably due a bit of a pullback here. Just whether we will hit that level first or not, it will be nice if we get a pullback. Similar opportunity to pound USD, which we talked about yesterday. If market can sustain that momentum, get the retest, and then continue. But overall, again, Aussie dollar, the analysis on the higher time frames was essentially, we're just ranging market really. You have equal highs up there, equal lows up there. Really strong rejection of that high. So naturally looking for a push back into support, which takes us all the way back down to 0.64. So that's where I'm expecting price to end up at. New Zealand dollar, very, very similar chart as well. And we've seen that similar range too. But this one, I believe, is now testing the lows. Or is it trying to break through as well? Yeah, the market is just very, very bearish right now. USD is just very, very strong. So momentum is very, very crazy right now. But you can see all the rejection we had at the highs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big rejections on the daily chart. Now coming back into a low, which we rejected twice very well previously. And we could see a third big rejection at that level. Again, need to wait for evidence. Look at the 2 prior times we were testing these areas. Look at the wicks price was forming. Look at the wicks price was forming. So far, no evidence of wicks at all. Of course, the candle's still live. It could give us that wick by the end of the day. So we have to stay vigilant for that, but really no evidence that the market is holding on to that support. And again, we could break out. Support and resistance doesn't hold all the time. We can break as well. So it's just about waiting to see what USD's next move is going to be. Is it to sustain the momentum or is it to turn around? And I'll be waiting for candlestick, information, details to tell me what the case will be, whether we'll continue to break or hold that level. And then looking at gold and silver. Gold tanked really, really hard, and silver's tanking, I'm pretty sure, as well. I said yesterday it would be nice if we could see some upside for gold, upside for silver, to find some shorts here. I was speaking about some shorts around 26.40, but unfortunately gold has just been way too bearish to get those pullbacks, even though we were testing some key lows here, which gave us a really nice run. Then the 4 hour prices really obliterated that and left that in the dust. I still think the pullbacks would look good. Let me just clean up the chart quickly. I still think the pullbacks look good if we were to see a retest of the low here, or even a retest of this low here now. Let me remove that. Either which way, I think these are really nice places to find some shorts on for gold and expect some more downside, because we've really broken structure now. Price broke the low on the left on the daily chart. Earlier this week, was it? Yeah, on Monday we broke the structure. So that to me is a bearish indication on the daily chart. If we break the recent low, you're expecting more downside. Again, overall, still very much a bull on gold, but maybe we have a bigger pullback, potentially retesting the range down here. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's going to be gold's bigger move to go test that range before maybe seeing some upside later on. But yeah, really strong break of structure. I do think there's more downside to be had for gold. Just need to see some pullbacks really. And then I'll be looking around 2606 and 2645, 2650 for that. Silver, I'm looking for some longs, but it looks like price is breaking through my area. This was the level I was looking to buy from this week. And I still am, to be honest. If price does climb back above that, I'm interested for some buys. It's just that I won't look to hold that trade too far. Probably max back into the area up here. We saw a lot of rejection with these wicks. I'll be managing the trade a little bit more aggressively as well, because I know I'm kind of going against the grain a little bit. And although the upside does look good from this area, a lot of rejection down here. Equally so, we might see price do what gold is doing, since they do both move in a similar fashion, and see the bigger move to the downside as well. So if we can get a push to the upside back into the high at 32.5, that would be a nice place to short as well. So I'd probably keep an eye on that. But at the moment, still looking for a bounce. But yeah, it does look like we're trying to break through. And again, if price keeps melting, I'll stay out the market, stay out of the way of that. But I'm looking to see what we can do here for silver. A lot of evidence of buyers stepping into the market, looking to see if we can do that again, even if it's just for a shorter term move for price to keep selling off. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm out of USD. The main thing is to see what DXY will do really, because that will kind of govern all really. And at the moment, it is just absolutely flying. So we'll see what we can do at these areas, because if we do hold, then it will be an indication that these markets can turn. But at the moment, no sign of that yet.